Today I'm going to show you how to make regular mayonnaise and fermented mayonnaise. Now before anybody panics, this is not Pioneer Roulette. We're going to talk food safety, emulsions, fermentation science, and why this works, and when you should absolutely not do it. So let's get into it. Why even bother making this at home? Store-bought mayo usually contains cheap seed oils, sugar, preservatives, and natural flavors that never really seem very natural. And on the other hand, homemade mayo takes about 5 minutes to make. It uses clean ingredients, tastes like actual food, and costs less in the long run if you already cook at home. In addition to making just regular old mayonnaise, you can make fermented mayonnaise, and that adds beneficial bacteria, it increases the fridge life, and it also gives you a slightly tangy cultured flavor. There are downsides. Homemade mayo tends to be thinner than the stuff that you buy at the store. So if you're making something that calls for mayonnaise, you may need to adjust the amount in the recipe because it is thinner. And it does have a shelf life that is very short, but we'll talk about that in a bit and how you can overcome it. Now here's the science part. Mayonnaise is an emulsion, and that simply means that you take two things that hate each other, like oil and water. You add some egg yolk, which contains lecithin, and that's an emulsifier. What that does is it allows the oil to stay suspended evenly instead of separating. If you decide you want to ferment your mayonnaise, here's the cool thing about fermentation. You're introducing lactic acid bacteria, and these bacteria lower the pH, making the mayonnaise more acidic. And low pH or more acid is a bad environment for harmful bacteria. And this is why fermentation actually improves food safety when done correctly. Now, regardless of whether you decide to make regular mayonnaise or fermented mayonnaise, you're gonna need all the same ingredients, save for one. You're gonna need a whole egg. You'll need 2 teaspoons of lemon juice or apple cider vinegar. I personally prefer the taste of vinegar, but lemon juice is great as well. You'll need 1/2 teaspoon of salt and 1/2 teaspoon of mustard powder. You also want 1 cup of avocado oil. You can use any oil you like. Olive oil is a great choice, but I like the neutral taste of avocado oil. If you don't want to ferment your mayo, you can stop right here. This is all the ingredients that you'll need. But if you want to ferment it, you're just going to need to add 2 tablespoons of a ferment brine, like from sauerkraut. And I typically like to use fresh ferment brine. You could also use the whey from yogurt if you make yogurt, but I like the taste and the tanginess of a sauerkraut brine, or you can use any other vegetable brine if you've got it. The equipment that you're gonna need next would be a wide mouth mason jar or some sort of tall container, depending on how much you're gonna make. This will make almost about 3/4 of this. You're gonna need some clean spoons or measuring cups, measuring spoons, and last but not least, get yourself an immersion blender. If you're gonna try making this with a whisk, I really admire your spirit, but I don't recommend it. I have done it before and it takes a long time and your hands are gonna get really tired. Now here's the most important part. You're gonna add your ingredients in this order. You're gonna add the egg, your lemon juice or vinegar, whichever one you decided to use, your salt, and your mustard powder or mustard. Then if you're making fermented mayonnaise, you want to go ahead and add your brine in at this time, and then add your avocado oil on top. The next step, you are going to blend it together. You're going to place the immersion blender all the way down at the bottom. You're going to turn it on, but don't move it for 10 to 15 seconds. See, the mayonnaise is starting to form at the bottom. Now you're gonna slowly lift and blend the rest. If it turns thick and pale, you're winning. Now, taste. See if you want to add more salt or more acid if needed. The shelf life of this, if you didn't add any of the fermentation brine, is about 7 to 10 days refrigerated. The reason why I ferment is because I really hate wasting any of it if I don't use it in that amount of time, which I usually don't. That's why I started fermenting it. It's the same exact process, but now after you finish making it and before you put it in the refrigerator, again, you're only doing this if you've added fermentation brine. You're going to cover it loosely and leave it on the counter for 8 to 24 hours at room temperature and out of direct sunlight. The darker, the better. I know if you've never done this or you've never even fermented anything before, especially mayo, leaving this on the counter for a day might make you feel some food safety anxiety. Believe me, I completely understand. But it really is okay. What you're looking for is a slight tang and no questionable smells. You can check it periodically in that 8 to 24 hour period, and once it tastes right to you, go ahead and seal it the rest of the way and refrigerate it. Another thing I like to do on my jars is I put these chalk stickers on it so I can date it with when I made it. Fermented mayo will keep for up to 3 months. If you're keeping it clean, which means make sure you're only putting clean utensils into it and don't contaminate it with, breadcrumbs, other condiments, vegetables, and definitely not your fingers, even though I know it can be tempting. Now, as far as food safety is concerned, let's be very clear. You want to use fresh eggs, clean equipment, and if anything smells rotten or weird, throw it out. Fermentation should smell slightly sour, clean, and maybe a little yogurt-like. It should not smell like sulfur or garbage. Fermented mayo isn't for everyone, but if you like cultured foods and want something that works with your gut instead of against it, it's definitely worth trying. And you can start with making the regular mayo and then ferment a small batch and see what you like. Because that's exactly how we do things here. We experiment, we learn. Don't be afraid. So let me know in the comments, regular or fermented mayo? And what do you plan on using this on? Hope to see you next time.
And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe so you can see more videos that will help you do those things you never thought you could.